The first pharmacy. Long ago, in a peaceful village nestled between rolling hills and dense forests, there lived a young woman named Leora. She was known far and wide for her deep connection with nature. Leora had an extraordinary ability to understand plants and herbs, passed down through generations from her ancestors, who were skilled healers. Her small cottage garden bloomed with vibrant colors, each plant holding a secret remedy for different ailments. The villagers often sought her wisdom whenever they were sick or injured. But in those days, there was no formal place to go when illness struck. People relied on folk remedies and the occasional traveling healer. As time passed, more villagers began to get sick due to the harsh winters, and Leora found herself unable to keep up with the growing number of patients. Despite her knowledge, she was only one person, and she realized the village needed something more permanent and accessible. Determined to make a lasting difference, Leora embarked on a journey to nearby towns to learn from different healers. She traveled far and wide, collecting not only herbs and medicinal plants, but also knowledge about treatments and cures used in other places. She met wise men and women who taught her how to mix potions, grind roots into powders, and create ointments that could heal the most stubborn of wounds. Every night, Leora would sit by the campfire, reflecting on the day's lessons. She thought deeply about how knowledge should not be kept by just a few, but shared for the greater good of everyone. Inspired by this idea, she began envisioning a place where anyone, regardless of their wealth or status, could receive care and medicine when they needed it. A place where healing could be taught to others, so that her village would never again be vulnerable to sickness without recourse. Leora returned to her village with a plan in mind that would change the community forever. Leora gathered the villagers one evening under the large oak tree in the center of the village. She told them of her journey and shared her vision of opening a pharmacy, a place where anyone could come to get treated and where remedies could be stored and prepared in an organized way. The village elders were skeptical at first. They worried that it would be too difficult to manage and that people might abuse such a system. But Leora was persistent. She explained that it was not just about curing sickness, but about creating a place of learning and sharing, where the knowledge of healing could be passed on to others. This way, the village could grow stronger and more independent, able to deal with the challenges of health and well-being. Slowly, the villagers began to support her idea. They realized that this was about more than just medicine. It was about building a future where they could care for one another in times of need. With the help of the village, Leora built a small but sturdy structure, the very first pharmacy, where plants, oils, and tools for healing were carefully organized and stored. The pharmacy soon became the heart of the village. People came from miles away, bringing herbs, seeds, and roots to contribute. They shared stories of healing and passed down their knowledge to the younger generation. Leora trained apprentices who would eventually become healers themselves. What started as a simple dream grew into a network of shared wisdom, care, and compassion. Whenever someone fell ill, they knew they had a place to turn to, and because of Leora's vision, the village became healthier and more united than ever before. Over time, the village prospered. People lived longer, healthier lives, and the bonds between them grew stronger. But more than the physical health it provided, the first pharmacy taught an important lesson: that the well-being of a community depends not just on a single person, but on the collective care and knowledge of all its members. And so, the first pharmacy became more than just a building. It became a symbol of hope, learning, and cooperation. It reminded everyone that healing is not just about curing the body, but also about nourishing the spirit and strengthening the ties that bind a community together. The moral of this story is that the power to heal and create lasting change lies not in one person, but in the willingness to share knowledge and care for others. Just as Leora believed, healing must be a collective effort, where everyone contributes, learns, and supports each other for the greater good. And thus, the first pharmacy laid the foundation for a future where wisdom, kindness, and community flourished, teaching future generations that true strength comes from unity and shared purpose.